morning, everybody. I'm here today, Suzi Freeman, your president-elect of Nawbo Phoenix, and I have the pleasure of speaking with our member, Elaine, with the BraRecyclers. This is an amazing company. I didn't even know something like this was out there, and I am so excited for Elaine to share what they do. Hi, Elaine.
Hello, Susie. How are you? I'm so glad to be here. It's
No, I'm
exciting.
great. So
Thank
fun.
you for having me.
You're welcome. So what exactly is the bra recycling? I read your bio or what you told me about. So it's not just bras. You've got underwear, undergarments, right? I would love for you to tell the members and other people here how we can help you, what your company does, and all of the fun stuff.
Absolutely. Well, we are kind of what we are in our name. Our name says we are the BraRecyclers. So we are a social enterprise, and that was very intentional for us to be a social enterprise because social enterprises start out with seeing this need in the community, and wanting to do something about it and using entrepreneur principles to help solve that. So for me, it was about seeing the need of women and girls who were coming into our shelters and other transitional programs. And there's, of course, they come with nothing, as you know. But bras was a big issue. People don't think about that. But, many of the programs, they weren't getting in bras. People don't think about, recycling or donating used bras. Now bras are different than panties. Those have to be new. Just saying, they have to be
underwear.
New underwear. So that it started for me there, just knowing that there was this huge need, knowing that I personally had a dozen or more in my drawer and didn't know what to do with them because, again, I wasn't getting fitted. I just would buy bras and they would sit there because I didn't want to return them. So we started off that way in terms of here's a need. We wanted to make sure that we could supply these organizations with bras and underwear, but I wanted to make it bigger. I wanted to figure out, how we can help people around the country. So I got very interested in textile recycling and understanding what is the life cycle of these bras and underwear. And, most of them, as you might know, or maybe you don't know, that the policy for many retailers is landfill, burn, and cut. So a lot of this underwear is being thrown away. And which is, that's not acceptable. So I wanted to figure out how we could set up programs for retailers to responsibly dispose of their overstock and returns, but also giving the consumer the opportunity to, responsibly, do something with that underwear sitting in their drawer. So we do bras, yes, but we also have expanded to do all types of underwear. So men's, boys, girls, all of that has to be new. We only do gently used bras. Bras can be gently used, but underwear has to be new. So we have over 130 nonprofit organizations that we actually donate to. So that's been amazing for us to be able to give back like that. And then operationally, we also give back because most of our workforce, our industry is very labor intensive. So we have to sort things that come in, right? And so we work with two local organizations here, EpiHab and Gompers, that actually do our sorting, and they work with individuals with disabilities. And so it's amazing to be able to provide them with job opportunities because they want to be productive in our society. They want to give back themselves. So it's great to be able to do that. Yeah.
That's
amazing.
Been
Great.
So how many, this is a fantastic program. How many bras do you think just here, the Phoenix area, you guys take in a year?
Oh, a couple 100,000 at least. At least. Oh, absolutely. We do. And, a lot of what we distribute out is right here in the Phoenix area too. And what's great is that in fourth quarter, this is great news, in fourth quarter of 2022, we launched a nonprofit arm called the Undie Chest, and we're starting to work with our schools. Okay. So we are getting underwear into our schools. It is a huge need, and it's something that we're not talking about again. Yeah. And so we are piloting that with 12 schools in the Phoenix area. So we're going to get our teachers and our nurses and our social workers what they need to help support our students.
Well, I like your website, BraRecycling.com. Is that a great place for people to go to be able to donate?
Absolutely. So they can go onto our website, BraRecycling.com, and they can fill out the recycling form. We also have drop-offs all around the valley. So they can click on the drop-off to see drop-off locations around the valley. All of the Soma intimate stores are drop-off locations for us also.
That's
And,
lovely.
if you have a business as a small business owner, a location, a business, a storefront, and want to become a drop-off, we love to have you as a drop-off because it's, again, advertisement for the business because we love to support small
Yes.
businesses. And then again, you're helping to give back too. So it's another way to do that. And you're being green.
Yes, good to know. See, a
Yeah,
little plug for all of the, businesses out there. You have a
absolutely.
location, accept the donations. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
I I guess I would have thought now that you say it with the schools, underwear probably would be something that's a last resort purchase.
Absolutely. And, I think, we just, it's again, one of those things as I talk to people, let's say that we're working with schools, they're like, I never knew this was an issue. And then, I say to them, think about when you were in school and there was that kid,
Yes.
that, maybe didn't have on clean clothes or, their clothes were old and probably their own underwear wasn't, the best. But
Yeah.
you always, when you think about that, like, oh yeah, I remember that kid in my class. And, I
Yeah.
always think about things like, how your mom used to tell you, make sure you have on clean underwear, before you go out. Well,
Yes.
that's not the reality for some of these kids, particularly kids that are part of a homeless family. And
Yes.
it's just not their reality. And I think we don't think about that. And even in school, when some of the kids have accidents, there's washer and dryers in a lot of these schools nowadays because, unfortunately, the staff is having to wash,
Yes.
the kids' clothes. So it is a big need that we are not talking about and we need to talk about more so we can
For
help this.
sure. I mean, I could think about for me, if I happen to put on a pair of underwear and then I leave the house and I'm like, oh, these are not my favorite. Like they're
Yes,
uncomfortable. I can't focus. I'm like, oh, just like, and you're at a meeting and you're like, I just. So imagine these children if they have like hand me downs and they're too baggy or they're too tight. That
absolutely.
Yeah, that makes me sad. Can people also do like monetary donations if they just can't?
Absolutely, absolutely, and that was one of the reasons too we started the Undie Chest, the nonprofit arm, because people wanted to do monetary donations, and as a
Okay.
for-profit company, we couldn't take those. So you absolutely can do monetary donations on the Undie Chest site. So, and it will provide you with that link. So,
Perfect.
yes,
I'm going to put all those links in our in the below in our social when we put it out there. So I'll have the undie chest. We'll have locations. I'll have a link to your locations page on your website. So I'll make it
yeah,
easy for people to be
right,
able to get some stuff to you. And I'm very
absolutely,
excited. I want to
yeah.
follow. I'm going to put in my calendar. I want to follow up with you, and I'd love to see since we're like really at the beginning of March. I'd love to get with you in like 60 days and see what the Nawbo community can do. Like
Oh,
how
that'd be great. And
how you
I'll give you the link. We have a specific link just for the Nawbo folks. So when they recycle, they can fill that
oh,
out. And then we
perfect.
keep track of that. And so we can tell you kind of the environmental impact we're making as
Hey,
women of Nawbo.
let's do it, ladies. 60 days. Let's see what we can get from the
That's a
Raw Recyclers.
challenge. All right.
Yes,
Not those
let's do
drawers.
it.
It's spring.
I'm excited. Thank you so much for being here, and I can't wait to follow up with you and see what's good happening.
Thank you. And thanks for having me, Susie. This is
Oh,
wonderful.
you're welcome. I appreciate you.
Thank you.